You know what time it is.
Welcome to another episode of the It's Real Me podcast, y'all.
Episode 22.
And again, we have quite a bit to talk about. There's some things that are small, some things that are big, but honestly, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a crazy few weeks in wrestling.
Oh, it has.
Shout out to Liv Morgan for winning the title again. For second week in a row, I'm going to mention it.
Yep.
Um, Also, since we're on the topic of people winning titles that we want to win the title, Wardlow has won the TNT title.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that, this was like a long time coming, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yeah, honestly, they've been booking him. They were gonna give, they were like in the process of giving him this monster push, and I, I'm glad it culminated in him winning a title.
What's good, man? What's good,
Whatever,
BLC?
whatever. I'm glad it culminated in him winning a title because he needed one.
Absolutely.
He was over with fans, got himself over months ago in this MJF feud that he was at, and then he went on, did some other stuff, and got into a feud with Scorpio Sky, then took the title off of him this past Wednesday on Dynamite, and I'm pleased. I'm pleased. You
Absolutely.
know, and I'm not, and no stretch of imagination am I saying that Scorpio Sky was a bad champion. He was actually a really good champion.
It was a good run, though.
Really good run though. He had like a year run,
A little bit over a year, if I'm not
a little over
mistaken.
a year. Okay, but he had a great run with the title. It's time for Wardlow to win it, and he won it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Congrats to Wardlow for winning the TNT title. Um, and I got some news on the Sasha Banks and Naomi situation.
Oh, shit.
It has been seemingly confirmed on their social media that they are out of WWE. They're not calling themselves superstars in their bio anymore. They're calling themselves professional wrestlers.
That should definitely would tell
That
you.
tell that should tell you straight up they're not in WWE. They're done.
Mm-hmm.
They're completely and utterly done with the company. They have been released from the company. It's been confirmed on their social media. They're done. Um, Honestly, good for them. Good for
Good.
them because they're being misused as of late. Before that walkout happened, they had won the tag team titles, but then they're booking the tag team titles like they've booked every other champion
Absolutely.
that's held those titles. They're always put on the back burner. So Sasha Banks and Naomi said they had enough of it, walked
This is
out, got themselves fired, which they wanted to be fired. So good
it's
for them
just whew.
for taking a stand like that, man. Good for them. Good for them.
And not so much,
Um,
not just much too. I think, and the other thing too, like I just feel like, and we talked this. I think on the last show that Sasha Banks deserves a lot better than how she was treated. Let's put it that way.
both her and Naomi deserves to get treated better because that was that's a heinous crime. You put them as tag team champions, then you're putting them in a goddamn match for a singles title.
Which doesn't make any sense.
You're going to have and the thing is, they didn't even want the title. They didn't even want to be in that match. They wanted to make that tag team title seem more credible than what it was.
What's good, Earl? Shit.
What up, bro?
Hope the
Long
vacation's
time no see, buddy. But
hope that vacation's doing well for you.
yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully, you're living it up. Wherever you're at. I forgot where he was at, but hopefully you're living it up. Can't wait to be on your show again when you come back. But dude,
That's whew.
they wanted to make the titles credible. They wanted to make those titles credible, and WWE wouldn't allow it. So they walked out.
Yeah.
and rightfully so. And then they got fired for the walkout because they wanted to be fired. They asked for the release,
Absolutely.
so they got released. Pat McAfee has signed a new deal.
Yeah. I heard
a multi-year agreement with WWE. I'm happy about this.
Yeah.
Because he's a great announcer for SmackDown. Great announcer. Great color guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a good change too, because Raw has like a face heel thing going on.
Yeah.
SmackDown has two baby faces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I like. It's a good change. Because it reminds me of SmackDown back then. Raw had a face heel dynamic. Then you had SmackDown, we had a face dynamic.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. I mean, and look about, and you know, for those, and even like the older episodes of SmackDown, look at was much more fun to watch because of that face dynamic. Where like Raw was like it's very super conflicting as hell, which was
it wasn't that it was like more conflict. It wasn't like really conflicting. I really liked the whole banter between the heel and the face on commentary. True. I like that, but the thing is, that felt a little bit less genuine and more formulaic, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
With the whole face thing, it doesn't feel formulaic. It feels like they're with the fans. They're, celebrating with the fans. And you got to think of it. And the one video that I saw that really made me think they're just like us.
Yeah.
Was that reaction of them two freaking the fuck out that Liv Morgan won the title? Both standing up, yelling, "Oh, she won the title! She won the title!" Like, yeah, they're one of us. So it felt like they were fans, just like us, but they could talk about it on TV.
Because we got to think about it too. Look at it this way: you could imagine what these like Michael Cole and and Pat McAfee could realize. It's like, yeah, it's been 6 long goddamn years for this. It's like, and then you finally really start to pull the trigger on it. Let Liv Morgan have her.
The thing is, I kind of saw it on Raw when they gave her the pin. I'm like, okay, they might have. I might see something here. I'm like, okay. And then I hear that she won Money in the Bank because I missed like the beginning of it because I was eating dinner at the time. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like,
and then the reaction
starts in. Okay. And then we freaked out.
Yeah, absolutely. But what's good? Okay, good shit. What's good, man? What's good? But yeah, it's just like.
But yeah, Pat McAfee and Cole together.
Yeah.
Perfect parent.
Absolutely.
Now people are seeing Michael Cole's true worth on commentary.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, he was a good announcer, and people started hating him because people were like, "Oh, I hate that he constantly brings up the network or brings up Peacock." That's not him doing that. That's Vince in his ear.
Yeah.
You think they don't wear those headphones for nothing? Come on. You have Vince in his ear.
Yeah, almost like, yeah.
But in that moment, it felt genuine.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That they were freaking out and stuff. But yeah, that just with Pat McAfee there, thanks to him, people were seeing Michael Cole's worth.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're just having fun with it, and it's awesome. I also love when freaking Pat McAfee freaks the fuck out over Shinsuke's theme.
Yeah,
he's on the damn table dancing.
So Earl says Liv Morgan's title will not be respected. If that was the case, and I swear to God, and I think there's just one TikToker.
Here's the problem that I have with the women's division. The problem I have with the women's division is they keep pushing the horsewomen. They keep pushing Sasha. They kept pushing Sasha until she walked out. And can I tell you something? If she didn't walk, she probably would have been in the Money in the Bank match and would have won it. Liv would have
Oh
won.
yeah, definitely for sure.
But hold on. But because of this walkout, they had to use another person to win it. But hopefully, what people are saying is just, not true about Charlotte coming back and taking the title, which is clear to me. It's probably not true.
I really fucking hope not, because why waste? And this is where I think this is where I feel like that, because I mean we all can see that the same. Look, Charlotte's got the talent, yes, but the problem that like it's a constant thing. Is like let's just keep over pushing her down her down our goddamn throats. It's like no, we had enough of this bull. We had enough of Charlotte. It's not because of her. It's just like we need change. Like this is something like perfect example, like Liv Morgan, 6 long goddamn years, like stuck in a tag team with Rhea. That didn't go anywhere. Like was stuck in like the lower mid card maybe, and just became a joke. I mean, it's just like then all of a sudden, as crazy as it sounds, if it takes like a Vince McMahon scandal to fucking do something, it's just through like.
But here's the thing: it's not the freaking scandal that's doing anything because Vince is still running creative, Rob.
That's what worries me.
Anyway, speaking of Liv Morgan's title, a rematch is set, or it's going to be, or it's actually being reported that she's going to be facing Ronda Rousey again for the title at SummerSlam. I kind of see her retaining there.
Yeah,
I don't think that they'll over push Ronda. I think they kind of did with her return, but I really just don't think that she's gonna win it.
Yeah, and that's too. And also we hear too that she actually asked the company to let her drop it to Liv.
She literally was like, "I'm banking on her."
Like, but it's that's why it looks is love or hate Ronda, and like you have someone like Ronda who's actually pulling for Liv, and you gotta
honestly, as soon as I heard that was gonna happen, or that's what was that was the case, I had respect for her.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because it's like Liv is like we said, man. If you have not seen what she was like in the past 6 years, it's been a tough road for her. Let's just say that much. Like dropping from like the lower mid card, being stuck to a tag team that was constantly losing, broke up that tag team, still constantly losing matches, and just it was frustrating. I'll say that much. But what's good, Coach Dante? Shit, greatly appreciate you tuning in as well.
I'll be back, bro.
What? Okay. But yeah, for those who are like tuning in and kind of watching, we kind of were talking because me and Tyler, we've known this because we've been pushing for Liv to have her own title rank because let's be real, as like as crazy as it sounds, let's be real. I feel like Liv really doesn't really get the respect as the company would give her because it's like, oh, lady, she's not a star. It's like nobody cares about these same female competitors that you keep shoving down our throats, like a Becky Lynch, like a Sasha Banks, before she walked out, and hell, even freaking Charlotte, for crying out loud. I mean, shit. I mean, I can imagine because like even with the over pushing with Charlotte, time in and time out, it was getting frustrating. And the fact that at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, the fact that they're actually finally really think that the companies finally actually want to do something different and let some like Liv Morgan, who, let's be real, worked her ass off, despite the fact that it's, let's be real, was put in the most unfortunate of situations as um you could possibly think. You know what I mean? Like I said, me being stuck in the lower mid card, constantly losing matches. I mean, being teamed up with Rhea Ripley. That wasn't going anywhere. No, and also losing matches. Even after they broke up, she was still losing matches, and it kind of got me and Tyler thinking, it's like, she deserves a lot better than this crap, because as we said in like a previous episodes of this show, the WWE is not as it once was, like the end all be all if you're an upcoming professional wrestler. Now, that would we disagree with the WWE, because you're going to be an independent contract where you're almost on the road, what, 300 some odd days out of the year. And I kind of go back to the Sasha Banks thing. It's that you really, at times, especially with the company being as long as on the road as they are, with hardly ever a few days off in between, I could imagine that can really just start to burn you out. And something like Sasha Banks, and I could understand why she wanted to walk out, because what wrestler wants to be on the road 300 some odd days out of the year, not knowing who their real name is? I mean, hell, she even went on the Broken Skull sessions with Stone Cold. She's like, yeah, she said, like, in quote, like, she doesn't know her true self. Like, she's always known as, Sasha Banks, and all this stuff. It's really crazy to think of the company really not, like, that's just kind of what my take on it. So, but yeah, it's just, it's, great to see Liv Morgan finally getting some of the respect, her time to shine. And yeah, so just gotta wait for my other half of the show come back. But yeah, so like we're kind of been on somewhat of a partial commercial break at the moment. But if you guys got any questions for me and Tyler in the chat, you're more than welcome to ask, or definitely share out the content. Every little bit helps to really help this channel grow. But that's what I have to get off my chest a little bit. Yeah, but it is what it is, though. But oh, the hell is? But yeah, we do apologize for this a little bit of the dead air, because my like I said, my other half of the show is, I think it's got to grab something a little bit, but we do, me and Tyler, really do appreciate for those who are tuning in on an occasional shows from time to time, especially every Thursday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock on the West, 7 o'clock Mountain time, or Central time, I should say. But yeah, like I was kind of tying back into my thought is just like, the fact that a lot of times, like the fact that a lot of people, and I can't speak for certain, because based on the fact that I would It's just like it kind of gets you thinking, like, why would you be? Because I could like people, it gets you thinking, it's like, how tough could that really be? And being, let's say, on the road like like I said, 300 plus odd days out of the year, and it's something that's, oh snap, Jabari and Paulo. Oh, interesting. But like I was saying, kind of going back to what my thought was, but huge shout out to the two people that's here, though. Greatly appreciate it. You guys like professional wrestling and all that stuff, this is a show for you. Or you got, or tomorrow, or basically tomorrow, you got the Ruthless Attitude as well at 8 o'clock Eastern time, or you like others like content as well. This is the place to be on live on the Spotlight Sports Network as well. But like I was saying, kind of going back to my thought as well, that and I can understand what some of the frustrations that some of the superstars who left the company. All right, so yeah, I was kind of talking. I was kind of bringing up the idea, and honestly, I could definitely feel for Sasha Banks. So, and I was kind of talking about why, about like, you're on the road 360 some odd days out of the year, and the fact that
Sasha, she's burnt out. I get it.
I was like, yeah, I mean, I can't blame her. I really can't.
All right. Speaking of somebody who was misused, you want to hear Mickie James' original plans for when she first signed in WWE in 2005?
Oh boy,
they were going to have her manage CM Punk.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, they were going to have her do it, but they axed it because
thank God
they had told her they just did not match.
Oh, thank God, man. Jesus.
And now the final thing that I want to talk about.
Well, it's good, Liam. Appreciate you tuning in to our.
This is the final thing, and I know it's not a lot of content, but the Mickie James thing was small. The rest were kind of huge, and I'm sorry that I wasn't here for most of the episode.
But don't worry, I had
a bathroom emergency to attend to. But
oh yeah.
Bailey.
Yeah.
There's reports that she is getting closer to returning. She is now considered week by week.
Okay.
And she's been training in the Performance Center for about a week now. This is what they're saying.
Yeah.
So, but she had I think it was an ACL tear, like literally a week before fans return.
Hey, what's good, John L? Appreciate you tuning in, man.
Yeah, she had an injury. She had an ACL tear.
Oof.
A week before she got, or it was a week before fans return.
Yeah, ain't that?
And it was a pretty, and considering how long she's been out, it was a pretty nasty tear. If she's out for a year like that, it's a pretty nasty tear.
Yeah.
But she's now considered week by week or daily, day by day. Yeah.
And yeah, and I could imagine the amount of and look, that's the she's training the Performance Center. It's just like,
yeah, they're having her train in the Performance Center because she's been out for what?
Yeah, the ring rust has got to be
a year. She's been out for a year. So yeah, but she's coming back, and that is the episode of the It's From Me podcast.
Not even 20. We're just barely over 25 minutes in. Shit.
I know, but it's
yeah.
I didn't have a lot of content.
Well, yeah, then we got really not that much news to. Oh, and I think you also said about what the hell is it? Oh, right, some interesting things about Sean Ross Sapp not being, I think, lost his. Well, we got at least.
He basically was just saying, what people like in an opinion, like oh, the reason why this person was, I forgot what the whole thing was, but once I remember what it was, I know FTR had mentioned something.
Yeah, they said something about it. I can't remember what it
was on
was.
Twitter, but I'll have to check Twitter again, or I would have to look at the report again that I saw. But Sean Ross Sapp gave an opinion. He did not base it on fact. He tried to report news because of a past opinion that somebody had said or people had said.
Yeah.
So he's to us. He's now not credible.
It's just
so beware where you. Honestly, people beware where you get your news, where you get your anything.
Just take it with a grain of salt. Is what we say.
But
and this is nothing to like. I found really interesting. I remember I was watching something on Alexa Bliss actually did something with like an interview or something like that. And she was talking about her working relationship with Bray Wyatt, and she said like the creative genius that Bray was, or Wyndham, a lot of people is outside of his ring name. Like she had a lot of positive things to say about Bray and the fact that how creative he truly was. It's like, yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, the dude's great on the mic, great in the ring. The character is man, this dude knows how to develop characters like it's nothing.
He can work. He can work a gimmick. He can work in the ring. He's good, but the thing is, WWE did not know what to do with him. He's out of the company. I don't know where he's at now, but wherever he goes, he better be used right because he's a great talent to have.
Or he doesn't wrestle, man. I think he could be a great. He could definitely pursue the movie industry, man. The creative genius.
I think that's why he's been out of business for quite some time. He hasn't been in wrestling limelight. Was because he was doing movies. They're pretty much like low graded B movies.
I mean, you got to get your start somewhere.
Gotta get your start somewhere. Yeah,
but I do think
Punk. Because look at CM Punk. He was doing low grade B movies, and he ended up on the show Heels.
Oh, I forgot about. Oh, right, I forgot about that.
He ended up on the show Heels.
Oh, that's a very underrated. If they have not seen Heels, man, that's an underrated show on Stars.
Good freaking show, man. But yeah, this has been a really quick episode of It's For Me podcast.
Mm-hmm. I think tomorrow the Ruthless Attitude at 8:00.
Thursday we have a new episode.
Yeah,
and that's it for us. We will see you on Thursday. My buddy Robert. I'm Tyler. It's For Me podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. And peace.